I suppose I should wait. Okay. Now the notification has gone out. I'll give it a couple seconds. This is going to be quick. I'm not going to be here long because we have some shit planned for tomorrow at some point. Let me just pull it up. Just in case, because sometimes the chat doesn't come up in the thing right away. Alright. So, interesting thing has happened. I decided, like, fuck it, I'll follow a couple of the podcast platforms on Instagram and see if they post anything that may be helpful. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Right? And they happen to wind up putting on there yesterday something. Fuck, I don't even remember what the hell it was. Oh, have you claimed your podcast on Castbox yet? Which I have, which apparently they were pushing the idea of analytics. Right? Claim your podcast so you can go into your creator studio and you can find out who you're reaching and all this bullshit. So I said to whoever is running their social media page in the comment section, I was like, hey, dude, how can I find out who my podcast is being referred to? And they did not understand what I was trying to say to them. And they were like, if you want, we can send you a DM. And I said, like, you can. I understand you're busy, you got shit going on, whatever, but I appreciate it. And when nobody wrote in, I decided roughly about an hour ago that I was going to write to them, which is what I did. So to make my point clear, and this is completely fucked, I just want you all to know this. If you happen to be thinking about going into doing something like this is what you have to be aware of, because I did not know this. But anyway, I wrote to them and said, hey, I have a question. I have a podcast, Laughing at Birds, on Castbox. Is it possible to find out how my podcast gets recommended to listeners? For example, and I just used the biggest person that I can think of so that the point was not lost on whoever it was that I was talking to. For example, if somebody listens to the Joe Rogan Experience, they may be recommended to try Joey Diaz's podcast, The Church of What's Happening Now. How I may be reaching a potential audience is not in the analytics, and it would be extremely helpful. My apologies for not being more clear with the comment on the post. A few minutes later, I get back a very lengthy answer, which a lot of the time is not a good thing. I mean, it's good at the fact that they took the time to answer me. It depends, because if it was a 2-word answer, that would be bad, but it would also not be good to get what they wrote back to me, which was simple. Got it. I see what you're saying. The reason we have that information about Joe Rogan is because he reaches a critical number. When a podcast surpassed X number of downloads, I'm not our numbers person, but it's in the 100,000s. it gets recommended to others. It's based on what category the podcast is ranking in on Apple. So I want you to just think about that for a second. If you're listening to anything that could be remotely close to my podcast, there is a potential group of possible audience members that I am not going to reach because my podcast is not in the hundreds of thousands. So it doesn't even get recommended to people. That's fucking ridiculous, dude. But I'll bet you money that if I paid to get my shit pushed, and I don't know this to be a fact, but I would bet you money that if I paid to get my shit put up somewhere, I can land myself on the front page if I wanted to. Now, I'm not going to do that, and I have no desire to do that. But I was just curious as to who am I reaching and what does that look like? They continue to say, so when your podcast reaches that number or has a significant quick boost in downloads / subscribed, it'll be recommended to listeners who subscribe to that show in your podcast category, but the data is not readily available on our platform. So essentially, what I am doing is wasting my time. That's what I'm doing. In the sense that there's going to be, and I might even do some switching around of episodes because this is like the fourth time I mentioned it. But Anarchist Marketing is an episode that'll be coming out later on. Maybe I'll switch some shit around. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just leave it where it is and you just have to wait because what difference does it make? I'm promoting this shit, I guess, but I read over a fucking article that was written by Anchor that says if you want to grow your audience, you need to do this, and this. It's for famous people. Well, that makes sense. But that's the whole point behind what I'm saying is that they tell you to use all these marketing strategies to be able to grow an audience, but it's completely useless because unless somebody happens to come across it by chance, there's no way that they're going to find it. And I know there's the same thing with YouTube, with Apple, and all the other podcast platforms. The only difference is, shut up, Facebook, leave me alone. The only difference is there are things that you can do if you are a fan of the YouTube channel and or the podcast. There are things that you can do to help move this process along. The only two things that I'm aware of are you can rate it on iTunes and leave a comment, and also rating it on YouTube and leaving a comment in the comment section on YouTube apparently also seems to help push it into the analytics somehow, so you get wrapped up with other channels, which is part of the reason why reaction videos were so helpful, because of the amount of people that will run in and watch it. It will push the channel out. But the problem is that once you go to do something else, those same people are not interested in that. They only want the reaction. So really, it's a tough thing to try to figure out how to crack this nut here. But we're going to do it. I mean, it's amazing that anybody has even found it at all. But now that I know this, I feel a little bit better about the fact of why like I don't really care about how many people are watching it as much as like am I reaching people for them to be able to see that it exists. That's all that matters, because if they want to click on it after that, that's their business, but I at least want a fair shot to be able to reach somebody. Maybe you could use a famous person's name but add a number or something. I mean, I could do that, but I'm not gonna do that. Because you know what? If I did that, that's basically like catfishing anyway. And I would hate that if I clicked on, the one thing I can't stand is if the little that I do use it, stop it. Facebook, leave me alone, bro. I'm not clicking on whatever it is you're trying to show me. If I go on Instagram or Twitter, which I rarely go on Twitter, but unless it's to promote a clip or a week's podcast that is coming up or has come out, if I go to look up somebody and I see 100 people with that person's name, so that you don't even know what account you're supposed to be following if you want to find the actual person, that shit drives me crazy. So I'm not going to do that. But at least we know. So you are aware now. If you did not know, that is how these things happen. Now, an interesting thing would be to find out. Let's see. Maybe I can. I'm just curious. I don't think that we are ranking anywhere, but I would like to see if we're even in the right category, because I don't even know what category we are in. Open iTunes, navigate to the podcast section. Once you're looking at all the podcasts, simply type your show's name in a search bar. Find your podcast ranking by first searching the iTunes directory. Find your podcast on the list of options and open its page. Okay, well then apparently what I need to do is I need to change my password, because I don't know it. I don't think. Now, I can see. Let's see what happens if I click on find your favorite podcast. Well, now where's this? Is this the search thing here? Ugh, man. I have the damn store. I don't know what my password is. So I'm going to have to reset it, unfortunately. Hopefully that doesn't mess up anything, though, because, my whole operation is linked to iTunes. And if I screw that up, that's not good news for me. We're going to have to do that. So I might as well, if I can't find it, I'm going to look around a little bit, see if I can find somewhere that I might have wrote it down, because I saved it to the computer like an idiot, not thinking. Wait a minute. Maybe drop your link everywhere. Hey, what's up, dude? I'm just talking about analytics and shit. And also trying to remember my iTunes password. And I'm doing better with the links. putting them different places. Hopefully, the next episode of the podcast that comes out will help with that. I'm all right. Just getting over being sick. Well, not really getting over it, but I could have had pneumonia. That's not it. Okay. That's not it either. I don't want to do it too many times. So let's just say, I don't know why does Internet Explorer come up every time. Where did it go? Oh, it's over here. I never use this. Oh, shit. What was my... That's my ID. So let's click it. Need to reset my password. I don't know what my birthday has to do with anything, but okay. Select how you want to reset your password. Get an email with instructions. Oh, God, I don't remember what the security questions were. I have all this shit written down. Okay. That should be... Oh, did I just fuck up? I don't think I was supposed to get out of that. I'm saying leave your link on other threads with topics that some people click on. Well, that's a good idea. I didn't think of that before. I should do that. All right, let's see. That's pretty smart, dude. I don't know why I don't think it. Sometimes things are so simple, I guess you don't even realize they're an option. The recently requested a password reset for your Apple ID. To complete the process, click the link below. All right, I'm gonna need... Oh, and there's all my notebooks over there. Watch, it'll be in one of these, and I will find it, of course, right after I reset it, because that's how it works every time. I feel I could use that. Well, yeah, a lot of help you are now. Oh, we saved it. Do you want us to put it in? No, because now I have to reset it. Because you weren't registering before. Oh, it's just too complicated already. All right, I'm going to have to... Give me a second here. Stop it, Google. Ah, motherfucker. I'm just going to have to reset it to one that I know I can remember. New password. So instead of wasting my live stream time, I will reset all this shit. And maybe we could touch up on this tomorrow because I'm supposed to be doing another one. So I don't want to use extra time sitting here trying to reset a password when I could easily just cover some of this tomorrow. Or I could just make, because I don't want to have to do this again. You know what? This better off. Because everybody bounced anyway and the only one left. I'll just end this shit. I've been on for 20 minutes. So look, keep an eye out. The social medias are, do I even still have? I forgot I should have been running that the whole time. Oh well. Tomorrow, Saturday is the show. A bunch of episodes are out. One's coming up Saturday with a guest. Look out for that. See y'all tomorrow.